Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria here, Chicago branch, Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with a quick lesson, Lord will, it is edifying through the Spirit. But as always, before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Reka'akadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatha, and the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatha to you also. I have a skit here where DJ Trump, Nero Trump, he just said some alarming things, okay? And we're going to let the video play, bring out a few precepts, and close the lesson. This won't take long this morning. Lord will, it is edifying through the Spirit. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use. Fair use. This is not for educational purposes, and we'll let the video roll.
Now, there have been more strikes on Iran today, just hours before President Trump's deadline for Tehran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. And there's a blunt new warning from the president this morning. Nancy Cordes is at the White House. Nancy, good morning.
Nate, President Trump posted a truly apocalyptic message this morning designed apparently to force Iran to cut a deal. He said, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will." He was asked multiple times yesterday whether bombing civilian infrastructure would be a war crime. He insisted the Iranian people want him to do it.
They want us to keep bombing.
As the clock ticks down to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, President Trump's threats are getting more specific.
Every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock. Every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again.
Trump was asked repeatedly Monday whether such attacks on civilian infrastructure would constitute a war crime. He insisted the Iranian people get it.
They would be willing to suffer that in order to have freedom. The Iranians have, and we've had numerous intercepts. Please keep bombing.
The war was also on his mind at the annual White House Easter egg roll.
I don't think it gets much more hostile than Iran.
Flanked by the Easter Bunny and the First Lady, Trump rejected a 45-day ceasefire proposed by other countries in the region.
The only one that's going to set a ceasefire is me. I haven't set any ceasefire.
Despite his tough talk, Trump said he believes the Iranians are negotiating in good faith, though he claimed the talks have been hampered by the destruction caused by U.S. missiles.
We're communicating like they used to communicate 2,000 years ago with children, bringing a note back and forth. They have no communication.
With gas prices surging and his poll numbers sagging, Trump acknowledged there is pressure on him to wrap up this war.
Unfortunately, the American people would like to see us come home. If it were up to me, I'd take the oil, I'd keep the oil, and would make plenty of money.
President Trump claimed yesterday that he could take out the entire country in one night if he wanted to. The president of Iran posted on X overnight, quote, "Over 14 million proud Iranians have up to this moment declared their readiness to sacrifice their lives in defense of Iran." Wow, Iranians not mincing any words either. Nancy, we thank you. CBS News Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett joins us now. Listen, Major, the president is talking tough. If anything, he's doubling down. How seriously do you think we should take this ultimatum?
Very. The president was talking himself into it in the briefing room yesterday when he said the Iranians, the civilians in Iran, not the leadership, the civilians in Iran, for whom this war is putatively fought on behalf of, want the United States and Israel to keep bombing them more. That's the president talking himself into this, also saying that they could withstand the hardship that would be inflicted by destruction of most of the infrastructure of that country supporting 90 million people. That is the president in full public view talking himself into this. And there's plenty of reporting here at CBS and among other news outlets that the Israelis and the United States are expanding the array of targets presented to the president as options for this particular mission. So the markets are nervous. They are not trading aggressively down, but they are taking this threat seriously. That's not one or the only indicator, but it's one indicator of how the global economy is viewing all this, Gail. And if there is one restraining mechanism on all this, it's not the polling data in the United States. The president acknowledged that in Nancy's piece, sure. But the economic catastrophe globally that might come from a set of strikes like this is the one restraining mechanism on the president. That's the one thing that he has always been hesitant to play with, because he considers it actual economic fire for the globe and for the United States. So that is a backdrop here. But you've got to take the president's rhetoric and his intent rather seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very unsettling and, to be honest, quite frightening. But this deadline has been delayed before. What happens if President Trump delays again? And do you think that's likely?
I don't know if it's likely or not, Gail, but again, you can look at the president's rhetoric and find ways.
Well, that's enough of that. We see where that went to, okay? And what we have here, let me get to my blue letter, okay, my Bible app. Okay, we'll go with that one. All right. What we have here, okay, is a sick-minded individual, basically a sick race of people, okay? Because this man is telling the American people that the Iranian people want them to continue to drop bombs on their country, killing their children, killing their family members, killing their people, period, okay? Job 13:4, ye are forgers of lies, ye are physicians of no value. We'll bring that out, okay? But this is a barefaced lie. And this man just went on TV talking about civilization of people are going to be destroyed. It's going to be the end of a civilization, okay? Well, that would go into cosmos or eon. And the definition for eon is the end of end of an era. The end of an era, okay? That is the definition of an eon, okay? That is the end of an era or the end of an age, okay? But let's go here real quick, first and foremost, okay? All right, behind that there. That was very, ooh, man. He said, civilization of people are gonna die, okay? A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, okay? Let's look up the definition of prudent real quick, Israel. All right, let's grab a definition. Prudent, that's what we need. There it is. We're gonna.
Prudent.
It says prudent describes being wise, cautious, and careful in particular affairs, okay? That is the definition of prudent, all right? It says being wise, cautious, and careful in particular affairs or decision making, okay? Especially when avoiding unnecessary risks or planning for the future, okay? The definition of prudent, all right? So there you have it. Now, we're going to go right back in this Sirach 10, okay? It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein, okay? And you see, no one has said anything about this threat, okay? This man is talking about dropping atom bombs on people, okay? Nuclear weapons, all right? And to be real with you, that's the only thing they have left to play, okay? The media, this is a narrative that they're trying to give the American people, because contrary to popular belief, they aren't winning this war, okay? In fact, I just checked, did a lesson on that yesterday. They've lost 10 aircraft, okay, 10 fighter jets, okay. I think they lost a spy plane too or something like that. And they've targeted a couple of their naval vessels as well, all right. They cannot go through that Strait of Hormuz, and Iran is pretty much holding their own in this war, even though this is an illegal war. And these are war crimes that this man is committing. They just dropped a bomb on a school, killing 162 young girls. I mean, young girls, 9, 10, babies, okay? And they're trying to justify this, okay? And you see the media basically, hey, again, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein, okay? And these people, you see, the media hasn't said anything about it. In fact, they're up with it. They're condoning this here, okay? They're condoning the use of nuclear weapons being dropped on a race of people, all right? In fact, these are the only people in the world who have used a nuclear weapon or a weapon of mass destruction on another race of people to begin with, all right? No one else has done that but Esau Edom, okay? So as the king of the people is, you know, as the king of the country is, so are all the people therein, all right? And you see, all of these people are liars, slanderers, wicked, okay? And the people have taken on that same, drunken of this Babylon juice, okay? They've drinking of that cup, all right? And they've taken on this beast-style system as a way of life, okay? So they're going to be thrust through, okay? Along with everybody else talks about that also in Isaiah, okay? They're going to get thrust through along with these people, okay? But let's go here real quick, Israel. Yeah, let's grab Revelation 13 and 13, and Revelation 13 and 13 says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. All right, we'll go up one. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And that's going into the Roman Greco Empire, okay, the great Roman Empire, okay, when it went down, okay, but it's brought back to life through Babylon, aka America, okay, and these people worship everything that this place does. It emulates the great Roman Empire, okay. This is an extension of Rome. This is Rome 2.0, all right? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And that's going into when they dropped the atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What was that big boy? I forget the name of the other one, okay? But big boy, a little boy, and they dropped those atom bombs. You see, this is the only race of people to ever drop a weapon of mass destruction or a nuclear weapon on another race of people. And they're threatening to do it again, but Russia and China has already said, if you do that, we're just wipe Israel off the map. And probably that Revelation 18 chapter is going to go into play also, send some stuff over here as well. But this is the only card he has left to play, so to speak, okay? And this is what that is, all right? This is the only card that he has left to play, all right? And this is what you might call a high stakes bluff, all right? First of all, he's not the one turning down the negotiations now, okay? The negotiations aren't being turned down by him. Iran doesn't want to go to the negotiation table with Babylon, aka America, anymore because they went to the table the first time, they bombed the country, all right? They went and snaked them behind their back at the negotiation table. And they did it the second time, all right? The second time, while they was at the negotiation table, I think they bombed him, killed his father, okay, killed his wife, killed his daughter. This man ain't trying to talk to them about nothing else, okay? America, they're looking to America to have no more say-so in Western Asia, in the Levant, okay? They want them out of the Levant. They want them out of Western Asia, and they don't want to be bothered with them anymore. So this is a lying person, okay? They went to the table twice, all right? Same way they did Gad, okay, the Native American Indians. How many treaties did they make with them? Unlimited treaties, okay? And how many did they keep? Not a one, all right? So they are forgers of lies, all right? Physicians of no value. Let's grab that, okay? All right, let's get this Job 13. Job 13 and 4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are physicians of no value. Okay, and everything comes out this man's mouth is a lie, all right? A civilization is going to end. Well, according to biblical prophecy, we know that, okay? But whose world, whose civilization is going to end, all right? We'll close with that 2 Ezra 6 and 9, and that'll tell you that, all right? But this man is the epitome of wickedness, all right? We already know he is the basis of man, and the only card that he's being left to play is the Trump card. And that's the Smith that blew up the coals, the nuclear weapons, all right? Let's get that, okay? Let's grab that, all right? Let's get Isaiah, okay? And let's get Isaiah 54 and 16, is it? And it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. And that's going into these nuclear weapons, all right, Israel? Okay. If you ever saw the movie Oppenheimer, it showed you how the Lord put this knowledge on him to split the atom and create these weapons of mass destruction, create their destruction, because this is going to be the demise of them, okay? These nuclear weapons, all right? And it's getting so that's the only thing that Babylon, aka America, has left. That's the only card they have left to play, okay? Because contrary to popular belief, they're losing this war, and they're losing this war big time, okay? They have the media outlets not saying all the illegal things that they're doing. This is an illegal war, first and foremost. They're taking illegal tactics. Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, they're both wanted for war crimes in the world court, okay? Again, this is a bogus war, and you heard him say in the interview, he if it was up to him, he'd take the oil. That's all this is about. John 10:10 say the thief come but to kill, steal, and destroy, okay? All right, so this man is policing the whole world, looking to take everything everybody else has, okay? And no one can have a nuclear weapon but him, quote unquote, all right? But that's not the case anymore, all right? Isaiah 54:16 again, before we move on, it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. All right. And hey, this is what's coming down the pipeline, because he didn't put this technology, like I say, if you saw the movie Oppenheimer, where he gave him the technology to split the atom and create these weapons of mass destruction. And they're not going to just keep sitting up. They're going to be used, okay? And the Spirit of the Lord is going to be in these weapons when they're fired off, okay? So they're going to hit their targets, all right? They're going to hit their targets, okay? But this man, everything he just said is a lie. They're not looking to negotiate. You're not dictating what's going on over there in the Levant anymore, in Western Asia, which you fraudulently and falsely call the Middle East, okay? But it's really Western Asia. But they falsely and fraudulently call it the Middle East, okay? But it's Western Asia. That is the region that they're in, okay? And they've destroyed every military base over there, okay? They military facilities, military bases, 30 years to build, trillions of dollars, okay? Radar and tracking systems, all right? I just did a lesson yesterday. Qatar, everything destroyed there, okay? Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, all right, Saudi Arabia. They've hit all military bases in the Levant, in that Western Asia region, okay? It's all been destroyed, all right? So Job 13:4, ye are forgers of lies, ye are physicians of no value. They're lying to you about what's going on over there, okay? They're not giving you accurate details, all right? And we'll go here. I just wanted to talk about this thing this morning, and let's get this here. Proverbs 26 and 25. Proverbs 26 and 25 says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. And the Hebrew word for heart is lab. That means your mind. So when this man is talking, don't believe shit he's saying, because everything coming out his mouth is a crock of BS, okay? All right. Like I said, the Native American Indians made almost 500, might have been over 500 treaties with these people. And how many did they keep? Not a one. You have to remember, this is the wicked that he's talking about. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he, roughly paraphrasing, okay? And that's what they've done since they've been back in power, whitewash history, lie, okay, kill, steal. The thief come but to kill, steal, and destroy. And this is what this man is doing, all right? But Proverbs 26 and 25, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, okay? All right? Whose hatred is covered by deceit. See what I'm saying? His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation, all right? And that's what we're seeing right now. His wickedness, the whole world is seeing this man, all right? He just went on national TV, news media outlets worldwide saying the civilization is going to end. So that's letting you know his wickedness, okay? Lucky. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And that's what we're seeing in real time. That's what we're witnessing firsthand, okay? He went on world outlet, news media outlet, saying that a civilization is going to end. He's going to destroy, and his wickedness is being revealed throughout the whole world. The whole earth is seeing this man for who he really is, all right? And that's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? And his servants, the prophets, who he rests his spirit on to put this out there, all right? It says, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return unto him, okay? So it's coming down on your own here. What that Obadiah say, just as you has done, it's going to be done to you, okay? All right? I believe that's Obadiah. We'll probably get that too before we close the lesson. I think that's 1 and 15. It says, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. All right? So it's a lying tongue. This man, he lying on people like he lying on the Iranian people. Yeah, I'm lying on y'all, but y'all better not say shit about it. That's the arrogance, the pride, the mindset that these wicked-ass Edomites have, okay? And we already know they're the basis of men, because the Lord tells you in that Daniel 4 and 17, he sets up who he pleases and gives it into the hands of the bases of men. So this is the lowest form of man running the earth right now, all right? And like I said, hey, man, people are seeing him for who he really is, all right? He's talking about a civilization will end. Well, we'll end the lesson with this. We know somebody's civilization is about to end. Our world is about to end, but whose world? Whose civilization, okay? Let's see. 2nd Ezra 6, okay. 2nd Ezra 6 and 8, and then it says, and he said unto me from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, okay? And we know before Jacob's world can come into existence, which is the kingdom, all right, this present day evil world, or should I say temporal, has to be destroyed, okay? All right. And the cleansing agent this time is fire. Okay. This world is going to be cleansed with fire. All right. Okay. And that's what it is. So we know somebody's world is coming to an end. And according to biblical scripture, Esau's world, that's who runs this present day evil world. Okay. The global banking elites. All right. The international bankers, okay, the small hatters, Esau, Edom, okay? That's who runs this world, all right? And their world is coming to an end, okay? All right, thus saith the scriptures. Okay, it's nothing I said. This is biblical prophecy going forth. All right. So it kind of reminds me of that. I used to look at it, and then you seen they had Easter egg hunts on there. Easter egg, what's that there? And that's how these wicked Edomites do. All right, knowing it's the Passover. Okay, knowing it's the Passover. That's how they X out the Lord's name like that. It's the Passover. Everything that they do is clean contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, all right? Everything that they do is clean contrary, okay? Okay, everything is contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, okay? Everything that he say do, they do the opposite, all right? So we have to realize the people who we're dealing with here, okay? They're the basis of men, okay? Let's get it and get ready to close this lesson. Daniel 4:17, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Okay, this is the lowest form of man in the world. And he's done nothing but destroy the earth, destroy people, destroy families. Let's go here and we'll close. Okay, this man has done nothing but destroy everything, all right? And this is who he is, all right? This is who he is. John 10:10 says, the thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, okay? And everything this man has gotten, you just heard him say in that skit I showed you, if it was up to him, he'd take the oil. That's all these wicked-ass Edomites want, is something that somebody else already has, okay? Micah 2nd chapter, beautiful. Micah 2:1 at the top. Habakkuk, okay, he can't keep it at home, okay? This man wants to police the world. He wants to go in everybody else's countries and take their natural resources, okay? It says, John 10:10. Again, the thief cometh not but to steal. Everything that this man has gotten, he's stolen from a race of people, okay? All right? He's taken it from someone else, all right? The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. Everything he's gotten, he's stolen from someone, all right? He's killed someone to get it, or killed a nation of people to get it, okay? Or he's just straight up sent in the military, a coup, flexing his military might, okay? His teeth, okay? That represents might, all right? His horns, okay? His military might, all right? And he's just overthrown the government and put in a puppet regime who's going to do his bidding and do what he says do. And this is how he's gotten everything that he's gotten, okay? So he's being revealed before the whole congregation, okay? Like it just said in that Proverbs, okay? His deceitfulness is being shown. And let's break down the last part of this. Okay, it says, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, all right? And 2/3 of our people, okay, they don't want the laws. They don't want the statutes and the commandments of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, which are life-bearing, okay, which lead to life. But they rather have this beast-style government, this death style, okay? All right. All right, so choosing the Lord, that leads to life, okay? All right? I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, okay? But this present day evil world, they Hey, I just gave you that Sirach, okay, 10 at the top. So is the king, so are the people, all right? And the only ones trying to hold on to the laws, statutes, and commandments down here are the Lord's elect, okay? Are the elect, all right? Period, point blank. That's pretty much all I have. Lord will, this was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I'd like to say shalom and a Bob.